global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome back to Global Happenings today. So many issues have gotten the attention of Nigeria, but most importantly is the economic situation in the country. But as Nigerians are crying over the economic situation, the issue of Nnamdi Kanu had also been an issue of concern. One of Nigeria's very famous prophet who had been so involved in the political activities in the country have spoken up, and this time around he's targeting Nnamdi Kanu and also Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they are the main players in this game. We're going to look at what he has to say about Nnamdi Kanu. Don't forget that the Southeast senators have already visited the AGF, Fagbemi, to make some demands on him, and they left a letter for him to give to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for at least the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu to quell the crisis that is affecting the economic activities in the Southeast. At the same time, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is faced with so many issues. What is the spiritual saying about these two personalities, Nnamdi Kanu and also Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Let's dive into it. Now, according to the news, the leader of INRI, Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primate Elijah Ayodele, has advised Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, to beg the Nigerian government to secure his freedom. Primate Ayodele warned that the embattled IPOB leader would die in detention if he refuses to beg the Nigerian government for his freedom. Ayodele gave the advice during the launch of his 30th warning to the nations at his church in Lagos on Saturday. Recall that Kanu is currently locked up by the Department of State Services, ESS, on the order of the Nigerian government. This is coming when Southeast governors and senators have agreed to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to seek a political solution to Kanu's continued detention. The IPOB leader has been detained since June 2021 when he was rearrested in Kenya and repatriated to Nigeria. Since his repatriation, court have granted Kanu bail, but the Nigerian government refused to release him. However, the popular prophet also disclosed that Nigerians will break up and neither Kanu nor Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Igboho would be responsible. He noted that Nigeria will break up without a bloodshed, adding that the country will break up from the north. According to Ayodele, he says Nigeria will break up, but not through Nnamdi Kanu or Sunday Igboho. Kanu should beg the government before he is released, or else he will die in jail. He should hand off because he lacks the capacity to carry the agitation. The country will break without a bloodshed. It will be a natural cause. Prayer and fasting will not stop it because the spirit of existence is tired. The spirit of our forefathers like Tafawa Balewa is not happy. Nigerians' breakup will start from the north. That's what he said about Nnamdi Kanu. All right, let's look at what he has to say about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his plan of going for second term. Primate Ayodele said this about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said, Tinubu is not Nigeria's messiah, but only came to do one or two things. And what he came to do is to strengthen our democracy. Nothing much in the economy. We are still going to experience more hardship till 2025 and confusion in our economy. In the area of insecurity, the question is, will there be anything special? We have good service chiefs, but if they don't improve their services, insecurity will continue. State police will not help our nation. It will even add to the troubles of insecurity, and as a matter of fact, some politicians will use it as a weapon to cause disorderliness in our security. So let's suspend the issue of state security for now. It is not the best idea. Tinubu will have a very tough and challenging time going for a second term. There will be so much pressure on him, and he needs to look after his health. Speaking about the upcoming election in Edo State, Primate Ayodele said the People Democratic Party will lose if Governor Obaseki fails to negotiate with the power that be. According to him, he said if Obaseki does not negotiate with the powers that be, PDP will lose disgracefully. APC will lose Anambra and give it back to Soludo. Now, big question most Nigerians are asking, is this man politically analyzing the situation, or is he telling Nigerians the heartbeat of God as it has to do with the country? What is it about the person of Nnamdi Kanu sounded a little bit very true, but politically one can also analyze considering the way things are being done in the country. Don't forget that we have seen severally the state government or even the federal government disobeying court orders. And don't forget that despite the fact that in democracy the supremacy of the law rests with the judiciary, but unfortunately in our own case is different. Now, if Nnamdi Kanu does not align with whatever negotiated terms that will be put before him, I think from all indication they will still keep him as long as possible. No need to say anything different. Or let me say, I'm not trying to say or push word into the mouth of the government, but based on what we have seen thus far, there seems not to be any respect for anything. We've seen severally the government looking down on any court order and all of that. So I think that negotiation outside is the only way out. But then, Lawyer Jimako had already spelled it out that Nnamdi Kanu will only accept his being released based on negotiated terms, But with the way things are going, because the last time or so, Nnamdi Kanu complained about some lumps in his under his arms. That is not good for him. He needs real treatment. I think that is the way the Prime Minister Yodede is pointing to the area of buying in detention. I think that should be taken into consideration. But be that as it may, there were some other things he talked about which I feel the government really needs to look into it. The issue of that existence is even tired of Nigeria being together. Now look at the situation of things. The country is passing through so much. And he says that the breakage we are talking about will not even come from the south as we expect, that it will come from the north. But then I know that there are some very strong personalities in the north who are enjoying and benefiting from Nigeria, that they will do everything within themselves not to allow it to happen. Don't forget that in another part of Nigeria, weaponization of poverty is at least at 90%. We've seen so many people, grown children, they don't even have any work they are doing. They've not been sent to school. Things are very terrible in the north. Insecurity has taken over. It seems as if the government have some limitation in some communities there. So you can see that, a lot, these guys have weaponized poverty. There's so much so that they can do everything to restrain, anything like the country breaking into parts and all of that. But let's see, the man of God has spoken about Nnamdi Kanu, has spoken about Nigeria breaking without even the involvement of Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho. But on the issue of the president, going for the second term, I think that does not even need any prophecy. Reason being that right now, as we are talking, there are a lot of issues, that the president is facing. One of it is the fact that the Northerners have opened up that they have suffered abandonment in his hand. Despite all that we are hearing is about to happen in Nigeria, the North has not really gotten, reasonable portion of the infrastructural development funds, and they feel that they have been abandoned. Things and insecurity has climax, I must say, in another part of Nigeria. Poverty too, what has really caused the poverty to multiply is the fact that there is so much insecurity, and insecurity is preventing those who were inside the farm going to the farm. So already it looks as if there's a bleak future waiting for Nigeria, except our government wake up to do that which is right. Don't forget all that we are saying. God has given the aid to man to rule over. If man decides to do the right thing, then God will consolidate, his stay on it. But if he continues to misbehave as we are seeing our government do, what do we expect? Possibly a breakage will bring final rest to all this unnecessary trouble Nigeria is going through. That's where we'd like to leave it. Let's meet in our comment section. Do you think that this is actually a prophecy from the heart of God to Nigerians and to Nnamdi Kanu and his strong support?